Agios Satanis, my friends. It's your favorite dark sorcerer, Michael Hyson, aka Angelus, son of Abaddon. And today I'd like to discuss satanic magic, specifically that of magical workings. Three types of rituals are known within any given system of sorcery: compassion, lust, and destruction are the three types. However, this does not limit rituals to just three classifications. There are numerous types of rituals that fit into them, from teaching an enemy a lesson to destroying their lives, to flat out destroying them, okay, such as cursing, hexing, okay, or even to cause suffering, such as with a effigy, like a voodoo doll, or perhaps some form of imagery, such as a photo, maybe necromantic with an article of clothing, perhaps blood or sperm or whatever. From could be nail clippings, hair utilized within the effigy, and a little ringworm. Okay, this is just for destruction rituals. Okay, and with things like lust, obviously, you can do quite a lot with that, from separating a couple to bringing that someone's attention to you, to even flat out obsession type rituals. With compassion rituals, that could be a healing ritual. It could be anything from monetary gain to flat out prosperity. Okay. It doesn't have to be just in these categories. It could also be invocations and evocations of dietas. Okay. Dietas is a term used to notify or recognize, I should say, that of a type of being, such as a demigod, a god, perhaps an angelic or demon. Okay. You can go by the Greek definition daemon, or daemon, as it is in Greek. Now, demons are known for being guardians, protectors, and educators. So, I mean, this is really nothing new. However, when you utilize a demon or an angel, it doesn't have to be say for example, a djinn. It could be an Ugan or a Loa, just as easily as it could be an angelic being. Okay. A lot of these individuals out there today are more interested in popularity. It's a pissing contest, basically, to get product out there. So they'll do any number of things just to do this, from performing rituals to discussing things and blowing smoke out their proverbial asses. I can speak on one individual that I actually shared his latest video with a friend of mine, and well, actually, a couple friends of mine, and just to get their take on it. And most of these individuals came back and said, "This guy's a freaking hoot and a half. He wouldn't know possession if it came up and bitch slapped him across the face." Okay. Now, what's interesting to note is a brother of mine hadn't watched it, but he's planning on it. Now, what's funny about this is that anyone who works with demons, doesn't matter if it's Necromayicon, doesn't matter if it's Voodoo, Palomayumbi, it doesn't matter if it's just plain black witchcraft or dark witchcraft, sorceries. When you call on a spirit, when you call on a being, you're not going to sit there and just kneel down and start praying in Latin, perhaps even Greek mixture. Okay. Reciting a form of phrase, even. Okay. And all of a sudden, instantaneously have a demonic possessive state. Okay. This shit just ain't real. All right. It's not real when that happens. Okay. And in this video, it was less than a second, less than a minute. All right. Now, those of you who have watched Bohemian X's rituals know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, a lot of his rituals that he does with invocations and evocations of these beings can take hours, days, even weeks. Okay? It doesn't happen within 10 seconds of kneeling down and rephrasing a whisper. Okay? Or speaking in a language. Okay? It just don't happen that way. It does not happen or occur in that fashion. I have been in my altar room where I've been in there for 30 minutes to an hour, if not more. And all of a sudden, a cold spot just moves past me. Or perhaps all of a sudden, one candle, just one candle out of 7, just starts going nuts. I've even been in my altar room for up to 2 hours when all of a sudden I hear a voice behind my ear telling me to do something. Okay? But 2 seconds into a ritual. No, that's just fake. Even you can even tell this utilizing the voice that he was using. Okay? Now, this individual who started this ritual out really is looking at things in the wrong manner. Okay, and it's very clear. I guarantee it if Alistair Notch, a 34 plus year veteran and spokesperson for theistic Satanism, saw this video, he would laugh his ass off at this individual. Okay? Now, I'm not going to name names because that's a can of worms that I'm not going to open up right now. But my point is this: individuals can talk smack, they can put on a show. Okay? Anton Xander LaVey did the same exact thing. He kept a lion in a cage right out back. And he kept throwing these big ass parties. Okay? He even speaks on this within the Devil's Notebook. Okay? It's either in the Devil's Notebook or Satan Speaks. It was one of them. Offhand, I can't remember exactly which one. But he said everybody that was there knew about the lion. Knew about the lion. Except for one person. And when that individual noticed that lion in the window watching, he freaked out and tried to warn everybody. Okay? So you have your showmans within any given system, not just Satanism or Necromayicon workings. It doesn't matter if it's Hermetics or Klipothic workings. You got those who doing it that are doing this for show and tell. And I've had my fair share of individuals go off and follow somebody for a little while, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn, he was right. These idiots are just that. They're idiots. And they've come back and apologized, either like a man or like a woman, and and been on good terms ever since. Okay. But it's not just happening in my life, it's happening in just about everybody's lives. It's said that we live in the time of Aquarius. Now, the eon of Aquarius is basically where everybody's questioning. It's a time frame where people are waking up and questioning what they're doing, who they're following, and what is being put forth. Now, you look at David Blaine, and then you look at Chris Angel, two of the world's leading illusionists. Prime examples here. Chris Angel puts on some spectacular stunts, making a stealth bomber in a bay disappear, to ripping somebody in half on his show, Mind Freak. Spectacular stuff. But this stuff is not new. Even Houdini did this. But then you got David Blaine coughing up goldfish, living goldfish, on national and international television, talk shows, to standing for 30-some odd hours in a glass box, starving himself. Perhaps even floating in a tank with an oxygen mask on. Where's the magic in this? Where's the, how should I say this, the results from this? What does it gain? They're just doing it for show. Plain and simple. Just for show. Now, don't get me wrong. They're good entertainment. Chris Angel more than David Blaine. That's damn sure right there. Now, personally, I would watch Chris Angel over David Blaine any day. But without knowledge of what you're doing, experience to back it up. Those of you who have seen my rituals, watched Joseph Nunn's rituals, perhaps even seen the rites put forth by, say, Frank White, founder of the Order of the Grails, okay, who's now kind of delved into the financial aspects on a overindulgent mannerism. Or you can even go into bulk, say E.A. Quetting, S. Ben Cayenne, okay, whose rituals, even S. Ben Cayenne's rituals are spectacular. You feel the power and the energy moving through. You watch the evocations of Joseph Nunn, also known as Behemoth X, okay, right here on YouTube, even on Facebook where he shares them as well. You see the power. You see how it unfolds. And he clearly tells you this takes place over a 3-day period. Not 1 second or 5-minute ritual. No. Not even a 10-minute ritual. He goes in and does this for a couple of hours a night. Per night for 3 successive nights in a row. Okay? I've worked with Belial, Beleth, or Beelzebub, Astaroth, Azazel, Zaniel, the Dralith, the Sith, the Witches of the Depths, the Draconic, for almost a year now. Okay? And I've slowly built that up, adding more beings. The latest being the Witches of the Depths, to which I might add, I've had zero contact with, and it's kind of getting a little frustrating. But I'm still working at it. Now, here's the thing. If you want to understand magic, specifically demonic invocations, or even that of, say, satanic magic in general, maybe even witchcraft, shamanism, perhaps, maybe hoodooism. Now, personally, between those two, I would actually go with voodoo over hoodooism. Personally, I find, in my own personal experience, hoodooism is like white witchcraft. It's like going to a JCI internment camp, basically. It's that childish. It's that closed off and watered down. It's bullshit, really. Now, true power within a ritual setting, working with a being such as the Loa, working with Baron Samedi, Papa Nabo, or even Papa Legba, okay, in the Voodoo system. Spectacular. Work with Santa Morte herself, known as Most Holy Death, okay. I've worked with her. Hell of a goddess, okay. And I can tell you that she is very needy indeed. And so the myths around that is true, okay. But the things that she can do, very spectacular. It came out of nowhere. Okay. Now, when you get into Palo Mayumbi, the system with cigar smoke, cigars, gunpowder, utilizing the Nagunga, okay, rather than, say, for an example, the ways of Voodoo, okay, either Haitian tradition or African, or even New Orleans, depending on which tradition you want to follow. And going into working with the Ugan, very powerful system. Watching how their destructive powers can take place. Get into Brujeria, okay? And seeing how the dark side of the occult is in that form. The rituals taking place that are very similar to that of, say, E.A. Koetting's ritual that he put on for consecration and blessing, making a blood pact with a demon for his clients and viewers, those who wish to participate. Or you can do that of the Goetic workings, breaking down the kings from persuasion, knowledge, and sciences. Okay? Each one of these type of beings has its own unique benefits. But it comes down to what you're looking for, you're looking for to do in your own life. But you have to have that understanding, such as the knowledge of the bones. What type of bone are you using? Are you looking for, say, prosperity within, say, curse? Then use a joint, one of those joint bones. The big femurs, okay? The femur bones are masculine. The medium-sized bones are feminine, whereas those little bitty chicken ones are based off children, the minors. Okay? Now, each one of these can be utilized in curses, hexes, blessings, but you have to know what you're looking to do and where you want to take it. You can use your blood or that of, say, a dead animal. Okay? If you're walking down the street and you see a dead fox, feel free to utilize the blood. Grab the bones. Burn the carcass. People today are too wrapped up with germophobics. They're too afraid because that's how they've been, how should I say this, how they've been brainwashed over the years to stay away from this stuff because it's associated with devil worship, black magic, witchcraft, necromancy. Even sorceress Cagliostro, who happens to be a medical professional, has spoken in her book, Blood Sorcery Bible, Volume 1, on things like fingernail clippings, semen, menstrual blood, the cutting of the flesh. She's got 20 plus pages just on that alone, about 3/4 of the way through the book. Very fascinating. She not only gives you the location and how to do it, but she explains why and what its purpose is. Okay? She even goes into working with demons. Okay? This is nothing new. This is stuff that has been around for over 1,000 plus years, 2,000 plus years. When necromancy used to be known as chiromancy, and it was associated with shamanism. Shamanism used to utilize blood, animal blood. And it's said that both of these traditions in the old days was where you kept one foot in the grave and the other foot in the material world. And the more you practice, the more you become adept at recognizing that energy of Da'ath, death magic. Okay? The negative forces. It's not just about the positive, it's also about the negative. If you're working with curses or hexes, definitely utilize that of the negative. It's a very powerful force. If you're utilizing, say, for an example, a compassion ritual, such as helping somebody gain money, this can lead you into alchemy. It could lead you into herbalism. Okay. But it can also lead you into more spiritually in tuned beings. Not only just you as an individual practitioner becoming more attuned to the energies surrounding you and inside you, but can also tune you into that being that you're summoning. Okay. Now, Boone is a very good demonic lord to get in touch with. Okay. Especially on financial issues. Asmodai, very good king for, say, anything to do with lust or love rituals, anything of wrath or desire. Belial, if you want to learn how to become a master, perhaps even persuasion of certain things, senatorship, some kind of stature. Let's say, for an example, you want to get that new rank within your company. Work with Paimon, Belial, even, or even Boleth. Those three alone, as kings, will boost you into that hierarchy. But a lot of people, even in this category, expect it to happen like that. It does not happen like that. When my boss had his heart attack, and we found out that he wasn't going to be back anytime soon, and that's if he decided to come back. Now, obviously, he came back to work about 4 or 5 months later after the fact. But here's the thing. When you work with a being, you got to understand it's on their time frame. They're not tied into seconds, minutes, hours, or the time of the year. They're beyond that aspect. And the way they work is in the background. They work in the background. And I want you to get that firm grasp in your head. In the background. Okay? And this is why. A direct assault will have the practitioner or the client that you're doing it for to expect it to happen immediately. You become boastful, you become arrogant, and you think you're a god, not a sorcerer. Okay? Now, if you follow the Magus, Volume 1, by Francis Barrett, a 18th century occultist, underneath his graphics, or I should say charts, I believe it's number 10 is where it starts. You'll notice that witches, warlocks, and sorcerers aspect are not high up in the food chain. You have the fallen, the demons, you have certain characteristics of ranking systems, all before you even get to that low level sorcerer, sorceress, the witch, the warlock, the bruja or the brujo. You see, that's the ranking system from his point of view. Now, let's say, for an example, you're going into, let's go with monetary gain. Okay, let's say you want to go into a monetary, like financial gain, profit. Let's say, for an example, you're looking for that job. One of the things you can do is work with herbalism in a hibiscus bag. Okay, work with, say, basil. Uh, let's go with amber, thyme. Let's go with parsley. Okay, even sea salt, and you put all that mixture in a hibiscus bag and you carry it on you for every day while you're out and about or until your next paycheck. Okay, if you're looking for work, then you really want to carry this on you until you get a job. If you have that job, you carry it every day. You leave the house until you get paid. A friend of mine did this, and he came back with about $300-400 profit. Okay, he normally gets roughly about $300-400 per quarter. He did this, and he ended up with $700-800, almost $400 on top of what he would normally get. Herbalism and alchemy go hand in hand. You look at spiritual conjurations such as chiromancy. Chiromancy is the old term used for spiritual conjuration. And necromancy, conjuration and rejuvenation in the Greek sense of necromancy really go hand in hand. In satanic magic or the satanic arts, we're working with demons. We're working with the fallen angelics. So therefore, when you call upon them, you want to use a glyph, a seal, perhaps even a sigillium that is attuned to that spiritual being. Sometimes it's a matter of working with that being until they give you their personal seal. Other times you can go into, say, oh, let's go with White's Ceremonial Magic book. You have the Goetia just in that book alone. unique skills. But when you get out of that and you go into, say, oh, I don't know, let's go into Salamantic practices, you got a whole nother type of skills that you got to work towards. Get into S. Connolly's work, more modern day. And she's drawn them firsthand. Okay? You get into, say, the Mazajira Cabal system. Their seals, very potent, very active. Deals with activations of blood sorcery, burning the sigil when you want to activate it and release it after you've charged it with your own blood. But a lot of practitioners really don't want to carve on themselves. Okay? They don't want to prick themselves with a needle because society looks down on bloodletting. But yet bloodletting has been a practice for over 500 years. Just like utilizing corpses to try to rejuvenate them has been around in the medical field for close to 400 years. It's nothing new. It's been there for 400 years. Getting into conjuration, spiritual rejuvenation, goes back to ancient Chaldean times, the Hellgate system. Look at the Witch of Endor. Look at the Christian Lazarus effects. That of the Shantorian's daughter. This took place about 2,500 years ago. That's 2,500 years. So again, is it something new? No. It's only society's perspective that is something to refrain from. It's something to be feared. It is something that is toxic. It's kind of like those in India today that are responsible for sanitation, such as cleaning up the streets from garbage, picking up corpses, taking them to the funeral homes, becoming grave diggers. This makes you toxic. It makes you undesired because they think you're dead already. That's just in India. You go to other places in the world, Europe, the Black Plague, same exact thing. The Spanish influenza outbreak, same exact thing. Polio, even the AIDS epidemic. Anybody who dealt with that was considered to be dead. They were considered undesirable, wanted to be separated from them. But dealing with black magic, dealing with demonic sorcery, that's nothing to be feared. Blood sorcery, either bat's blood or your own personal blood, is something that opens up a portal. It opens up a nexus. And the more you charge it, the more you utilize it, the much more potent it's going to be to make that nexus, that communion with the spirits. It's going to be much more potent magic-wise. It's kind of like a ring, okay? Okay? There we go. So you can see it, all right? Maybe an altar coin, quartz crystal that fits in your pocket. They're considered Orcrocs for a reason. It's what you put your soul into, your ka. It's what you put your magic, your energy into. And that there is linked to you both in blood, sweat, bones, but also to your altar and to the demonic. Working with any given system through those three types of rituals. It doesn't matter what kind of ritual you're working with. You need to have respect for it, but you have to understand the mechanics of it. You have to understand the workings behind it. But when you channel a spirit, take into consideration, it's not going to be within 10 seconds. You're going to be doing this for hours. You're going to be doing this for days. And anybody serious is going to show the rewards from doing it, either in a coven setting or even with, say, for an example, recording their own solitary workings. Now, I didn't start recording mine firsthand until I watched Joseph Nunn's. Okay, so I was curious, what am I missing from my 3D perspective? So I started recording. I started using my cell phone with a stand, recording the altar, seeing the rays of light change, the way the incense directs, the images that are coming through, watching the candle or candles going nuts, seeing that energy flowing freely the way it does in my own videos is spectacular. Now, keep in mind, I'm not bringing a spirit into myself when I'm working in that area. And this is why. I don't feel the need to work or even to summon a being a lot of the time because when I'm doing ritual, because it's stuff that I've already known how to do. It's stuff that I've been doing for years. Now, if I need change on a certain level or on a certain topic, like say a legal issue, or perhaps even ridding myself of competition for that next rank, I'm going to call on one of the beings and say, hey, this is what's going on. I need your help. And I call you forth to do this work for me, to work with me for this common goal. In exchange, I'm also going to offer something in return, be it my own blood or perhaps my service. Okay. Now, they have so many different ways of communing with you. It could be candle, could be temperature change, cold spot in a room. The entire room could be 106 degrees. You hit that one spot, it's like 20 degrees. Vigor mortis at that point. All right. So when we're working with these beings, you got to show respect. You got to have your petition handy. You don't want to keep them waiting. And most importantly, have the appropriate offering to give to them. Because a lot of these beings, they expect an offering to go along with your petition. But a lot of these beings are willing to help you. But keep in mind also that without full understanding of the mechanics of ritual ceremonies, you're most likely going to end up with a being that is not human friendly. Not all beings are human friendly, most of which are willing to help, even to guide, to teach. But some of them, I'd say probably 25% are baneful, harmful, the true sense of Coco Damon. But you got to understand what you're doing. Now, let me just see here. I'm going to try to scroll up here. There we go. Right here. I'm going to answer some questions here. Um, Salute 367. Who are you talking about? Number one, I already mentioned that I'm not going to name this individual because of the fact that it would open up a can of worms that I really don't feel the need to get into. Um, right here. Hold on. In a sense, yes. That's what an educational channel does. It breaks it down. It kind of shows you the differences between things. Namely, because a lot of systems, they set up adversities. They put themselves in divisions. And everybody thinks they're right and everybody else is wrong. This is one of the reasons why I became a sorcerer, is because of the fact that I want to evolve past that. Okay. I don't want to live in chaos and I don't want to live in drama. I have enough drama in my life as it is, with both family life and dealing with relatives. But on occasion, you also got your clientele that bring in drama. Okay. Now, dealing with certain rituals and ceremonies also deal with some drama. Okay. Sometimes it's a matter of, if you're into, say, Vudan or Santeria, Quimbanda, there's always dancing, hollering, and hooting. The possessing states of effects. Where a lower enters the body and they end up doing things. So, well, don't feel bad. I mean, you may consider yourself a lowly witch, but males are considered sorcerers. They're considered warlocks, not witches. Witches are female. Even though a lot of Wiccans and pagans refer to themselves as witches. Even Christopher Penziak referred to himself as a witch. Julian Sands from the movie Warlock 1 referred to himself as a witch. And if you remember correctly, the kid asked, "You're a witch? I thought witches were girls." Well, if you go back in time, say 500 years to 1,000 years, you'll notice witches and warlocks were considered wise men and women of the craft, especially that in the European sense. Wicca, Wiki, spelled with the double V. Okay. Yes, and Horcruxes are real. Notice what I got on my hands? These are magical rings associated with each path that I've walked. Okay. And that I do continue to walk. And yes, they can be anything from metal to clay. They can be altar coins. They can be clay tablets. No. The term witch, warlock, bruja, wizard, sorcerer, magi, sage, mage, these are all titles of elders who have taken on the path of spiritual leadership. Certain cultures, such as Wicca and paganism, go back to the more Christianized traditions of where a warlock means oathbreaker and betrayer. Okay. They follow the Anglo Saxon tradition. Okay. Now, if you went into, say, African traditions, you're going to see the medicine man. You go into Middle Eastern traditions, you're going to see the magi or the sage or the mage, the magus in satanic art traditions. Okay. These traditions are elders. These are titles given to practitioners who have earned their status. Okay. Much like every beginner is known as a neophyte, perhaps even a acolyte is another term that is used within occultism. Okay. You have the adept who has taken the oath to walk a certain journey. Okay, be it shamanism, witchcraft, pagan, Wiccan, satanic, or even the Mazajir Cabal system itself. Okay, it is a title that is put on someone that has earned that right because it's a recognition of not only their vow of what they've sworn to do, but also the status that they've earned. Okay. Some people and some groups like to acknowledge your priesthood. For an example, in Palo Mayumbi, the Polero who becomes an adept is automatically noticed as a priest or priestess within Palo Mayumbi. Now, even in Voodoo or Voodoo traditions, Hoodooism, you're also recognized and sworn in as a priest, a priestess. But to become that elder, you have to work at it and to be trained to be a leader by the Loa or even the Ugan. Okay. Whereas in Satanism, it is a rank that you have to earn. This is both through your actions and it is both through your wisdom of knowledge. Okay. Now, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding goes a long way. The more you attune yourself to the spirits, doesn't matter if it's angelic, like the fallen, or that of the more commonly known demerge, demonic, the more you're going to be able to grow, mature, the more you're able to do through their teaching and their guide. Plain and simple. But it is a title given, okay? Something that you have to earn. It has nothing to do with positivity or negativity. It's like working in a corporate office. You start off at the bottom, perhaps in the mailroom, and work your way up to CEO, vice president, the VP, perhaps even a team lead, a manager position. You have to earn it. As a professor, you got to earn tenure before you even get what you're seeking, even recognized. Okay? Why do you think they call it the golden years and later in life? Same exact thing. You've earned the right to behave the way you do. You got, I have a client, a customer. Funny story here. Years ago, she went to get her license plate and she wanted bitchy, but she had to settle with witchy because they would not do it. The DMV would not do it. Now, here she is in her 70s, perhaps 80s, still kicking, still going strong, still got the attitude, but she's earned Every step of that. Every step. Very few people are able to stay in the same tradition that long. Look at Alistair Natch, Anton Zandalave. Okay? Prime examples. Frank White from the Grail of the Serpents has been a practitioner now for a couple of decades. Okay? 2 to 3 decades, just like myself. But here's the kicker. The knowledge does not come for free. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of sacrificing to get to where we are today. You may feel yourself to be a lowly witch right now, but just imagine for a moment all that dedication, all that hard work, all that sacrificing, all those attacks, both physically and spiritual, all those trials that you have to go through. Is that not earning your rank, your position, the respect that you've gained through associations with other sorcerers and sorceresses, other traditions, even? I had a conversation with a Christian earlier today at work. Very down to earth kind of guy. He noticed my amulet. And he said, I've seen that before. What does it represent? I said, sabbatic goat. Goat of Mendes. Today it's associated with the occult, Satanism, demonic sorceries. But over 1,000 years ago, it was associated with the Knights of Templar in the European Church. Baphomet, the bringer of wealth. Today's more associated with demonolatry and being a guardian of the underworld. Okay? Same exact thing, but he turned around and goes, well, just so you know, I'm a Christian. I said, no big deal. You see, we had a conversation for about 10 minutes until his wife came out of the restroom. And they went on their way. But it was respectful. You see, I've got friends in the JCI, but I've also got friends in Vudan. I've got friends in Palo Mayumbi. I've got friends worldwide that I've made through years of communing. Some of them I've taught. Others have taught me. And you look at Jason Nunn, for an example, just a prime example. Neither one of us knew each other before 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And the funny thing is, this guy taught me some things through evocations. You see, doing a destruction ritual, I would never have thought of the purest substance on earth as a barricade around the item that I was using as a cursing tool. Sea salt. And then just open it up so Pazuzu can go through. I never would have thought that. I would never have come up with something like that. Why? Because to me, sea salt is considered purity. It is a cleansing solution. Just like sage. But to see him use it in a form of destruction ritual, that was something that was unique. So he taught me something. Exactly, Salute. Neither would I. I love sorcery. I love anything to do with magic, demonic, angelic, the Loa, you name it. I work with it because I enjoy it. Why? It's just who I am. Even my son's mom told me, that what I do is as part of me as my mentality, my temperament, who I am. It's like breathing. Joshua Savage. I believe I'm friends with you on Facebook. Huh. Well, tell him I said hi back. Black. Oh, yes. I do follow Black Dragon Paranormal. Love that page. Love it. Indeed. Same here. But for now, I'm going to log off. I wanted to just, like I said, discuss some things about rituals that a lot of people don't know. I've known a few people lately over the last year or two that really think it's a game, that they think it's something that will happen like that. It don't work like that, folks. It's something that takes time. It's something that takes hours, days, even weeks, months. Like I was telling you with my boss, I did a ritual. About 3 months later, I realized in a single month how many people we lost at work. Couldn't freaking believe it. It's like these beings were working behind my back. So that type of stuff does happen, but like I said, 3 months period. 3 months, not 10 seconds. All right. Yeah, I'll have to look into it. Thanks for letting me know about it, Lon. So, anyways, you can always message me here or on Facebook. I'll always reply. And until next time, Agios Satanis, my friends. Till next time, the Stark Sorcerer is out.